So the wait is finally over. The first GLP tablet for weight loss is finally here in the UK, and that's the Wegovy pills. I'm Zeinab, I'm the pharmacist from PillSorted, and I'll explain what it is, how to take it, how does it interact with other medications, and all of it with a breakdown of the credible sources and links so that you can read it up yourselves too. I've done the hard work for you. I have read the patient information leaflet, the summary of product characteristic, which is the SMPC. I've read through the Wegovy website, the MHRA government website, the NHS, and the BNF, which is the way that we prescribe the medications. Okay, so I'll bring those information here for you, and I'll put links to the websites as well so that you're aware of what's going on. As you can see, on the 11th of June, the MHRA has approved Semaglutide tablets, which is the Wegovy brand. For a lot of us, this is a dream come true, so it doesn't have an injection involved anymore. It's a tablet. It's much more convenient to take, okay? And the criteria of eligibility is people who've got a BMI of over 30 or BMI of over 27 with a weight-related condition. But as we are treating a chronic and relapsing condition, it always has a combination of lifestyle changes and an effective medicine. So Wegovy pill is prescribed alongside extra physical activity and calorie counted diet. Okay. The interesting things from the MHRA announcement is that it can be prescribed privately. However, for the NHS to be able to prescribe, it has to go through its structured procedure. So that means it might be available for the NHS later on, but it won't be available straight away. How does this medicine work? The active ingredient in it is called Semaglutide, which is a GLP-1 receptor agonist. What does that mean? It works as a natural hormone that our bodies have, and it helps suppresses your appetite. The other one is that because it slows down your digestion, you feel fuller for much longer as well. Also, it helps your body with regulating your insulin, so your body will have a better and more efficient way of burning the calories. So this combination helps you be much more in control of your cravings and help you lose weight. The semaglutide as an active ingredient has been available for many years for different indications. For example, the Ozempic injection and the Ribelsus tablet, both of them have got the same active ingredient, it's just semaglutide, but they were indicated for treatment of type 2 diabetes. However, the Wegovy injection was licensed for weight loss. Now the Wegovy tablet is licensed for weight loss as well. Now, how does a tablet work? This is a huge, big molecule. When there are big molecules, they are more bound and susceptible to breaking down in the digestive system. So that's the challenge between the injection and the tablet. In the Wegovy pill, they have used a protective layer, which the abbreviation is SNAC, and is the sulcoprosate. And what that does is it creates a layer around the tablet so it won't let the digestive enzymes destroy the molecule. And that's why the tablet can be effective as well. But that's the tricky part about this. So the absorption can fluctuate more than what the injection dose can fluctuate. And when you take it and how you take it is really important. And as I said, because it has been, the active ingredient has been used widely, there is a lot of real world evidence experience about how it behaves and how does it work outside of clinical trials. So this is not unusual to have an active ingredient that has different indications. For a good example is actually aspirin. Aspirin 75 milligram is used daily as a very effective blood thinner. It's so safe that we can use it even for pregnancy to prevent complex conditions happening, right? But the aspirin 300 milligram is actually a very effective pain relief and brings down the fever and helps reduce swelling. But you can't use the 300 milligram on a daily basis. So I just wanted to bring this example to say you can have an active ingredient that has different uses across different conditions. For the tablet specifically, we want to take it first thing in the morning with very little water, even half a glass of water. That's it, okay? If you can leave an 8-hour fasting before you take the tablet, that would be great, okay? And you don't eat or drink anything at least half an hour after you've taken the tablet. This is really important because it can drastically affect the amount of absorption of the Wegovy pill. So first thing in the morning, you open your eyes, you take the tablet, okay? The packs that are going to be available are going to be 5 different packs of medicine. On one side it'll say Novo, and the other side it'll have the strength of the medicines. The dosages are 1.5, that's the starting dose. Then it moves up to 4, then to 9, and then to 25. Now, similar to the injections, you start with the lower doses because your body needs to adapt, okay? And we want to be able to closely monitor if there's any side effects. Start with the 1.5, then depending on tolerability, you can move up to the 4 milligram, you can move up to the 9 milligram, and you can move up to the 25. The highest dose of the tablet available right now is the 25 milligram, and that is considered the maintenance dose. But again, just similar to the injections, it really depends on 2 important factors. One is how much appetite suppression you're getting. The other one is not having any side effects. So if you do have side effects, you don't soldier through going up to the higher dosage. You stay on the dose that's there, or even reduce until we can manage the side effects. If you miss a pill, you don't double dose. You miss that day, it's perfectly fine. You take it again the next day. Don't crush the tablet, don't chew the tablet, don't split it. You need to have it as a whole with as minimum water as possible. And half an hour until you start eating or drinking or taking other medication. Now, this is a caveat that I want to talk about a lot, okay? There are a couple of medicines that you need to be this mindful of. The most important one is actually the thyroid tablet. So thyroid is another hormone tablet. It's really important. Its absorption does get affected if it's taken with other medications or is on a if it's taken on an empty stomach. So ideally you want the levothyroxine to be in the same situation as the semaglutide, so not eating or drinking or having other medications close to it. Now, what are you going to do if you have a semaglutide and a thyroid tablet? Well, there's a couple of solutions. One is take the semaglutide in the morning, then wait another half an hour, take the levothyroxine tablet, then again wait another half an hour and rest of your medication or your breakfast. I know that's not the ideal, okay? Another solution might be to take the thyroxine later at night in the evening. Having said that, we know that the semaglutide can affect different absorptions of medications, and its own absorption can be affected too. It's not a bad idea to have a blood test done to make sure that you're not affecting the amount of absorption of your thyroid medication, because that is super important too. Check with your doctor, agree to a way that works better for you. It might be that you come up to this conclusion that clinically the thyroid medication is more important, so you take that first thing in the morning, then you take the semaglutide, or you move the thyroxine completely later on in the evening. There might be some other interactions with medications like warfarin, diabetes medicine like your insulin especially, because it can cause your insulin levels changing quite a lot. That's why you really want to make sure that you monitor it carefully if you're taking other medications. We can help you with that too, so we can help you assess what's the best timing and which of your medicines need to be reviewed and checked. Feel free to subscribe to our channel, and if you've got any questions, reach out to us. Thank you.